Recording. Clap, clap, clap. So you guys said you wanted a podcast from me. You guys said that you wanted a podcast from me. You said you wanted 20 to 40 minutes of me talking about whatever. Remember that you asked for this. I am having one of those days where I can't stop moving and where I put things down and lose them. I decided that I'm not going to cut around this the way that I actually normally speak because oh my god. The other day, a couple weeks ago, I was standing in a store in a thrift shop and I was returning something and I was standing at the cash register and I had this sudden overwhelming realization that I'm definitely neurodivergent because I was standing there, the guy was returning my items and I just started looking around like this, looking at everything. I was looking at the shit on the walls, I was looking at the stuff in the case, I was watching his fingers, but I couldn't sit still and I was even going like this. I was taking steps to go and look at things around the store when I was standing in line. And I had this realization, like, I don't think people do this. Oh, excuse me, there's a jackhammer outside, I guess. So I was standing there and I was like, I don't think people do this. I think other people might be able to stand still in line. I don't know what that feels like. I cannot imagine what it's like. And then all of a sudden I had this overwhelming flood of memories of being so weird in school, of like always being the kid to raise my hand. I got bullied in school for telling stories too much, and I thought at the time, like, I'm a storyteller, that's what I do. And now I think, could it be that I just was a girl with ADHD who had no idea? I spoke in class all the time. I would jump over the teachers and call things out because I was also smart. So I would like talk over the teachers when they were wrong about something. And there were quite a few times where I corrected teachers in elementary school. Most notably, I was a speller in the 3rd grade. So the teacher would ask me to spell words she didn't know how to spell. And I spelled the word apostrophe, A-P-O-S-T-R-O-P-H-E. And she wrote a Y on the board. And she said, it's a Y. And I said, it's an E. And she said, somebody go get the dictionary. And a kid went and got the dictionary and it was an E, as I'm sure you know. I was disruptive in class, but I wasn't the kind of disruptive where you would stand up and do shit. I was the kind of disruptive where I would sell things. I had this thing called pen pals where I would decorate a ballpoint pen. I'd make like a skirt and a face or pants and I would sell them to kids for 50 cents. And I got in trouble for that. I got in trouble a lot. There was also things where I was supposed to do a project and I lied and threw up on purpose because I hadn't done the project because I had just fucking forgotten about it and I didn't want to get in trouble at school. So I went to the bathroom and I made myself throw up. Does school ever work for anybody? Neurotypical people, does school work for you? Do you like it? I don't think anybody does. I'm sure everybody has bad stories about school, especially if you went to Catholic school like I did. So anyways, I've suddenly had this flood of memories coming back about, like, recontextualized about how I am highly suspicious that my brain is not a neurotypical brain. Now, I don't think there is any normal. I don't think there are typical brains. Because everybody that I know has anxiety at least, depression, ADHD, autism spectrum, something. So I think normalcy is an illusion. I think it's a lie. But damn, it sure feels nice to realize that I wasn't weird. That's something that I still feel all the time. I was so used to in school being odd, being weird, because I'm also, as you can tell, I'm sure, I'm a gender non-conforming person. I found that out this year, 2021. Looking back at pictures of myself and seeing how I was often tomboy, but like for 8, 9, 10 years at a time, should that not have been discussed at some point? I'm from a Catholic family. We didn't talk about that kind of thing. It was okay to be a tomboy, but my brother, for example, was not allowed to wear the color purple because it was too girly. So I was lucky in that I was born a girl, a gender non-conforming girl. And when people started using they, them pronouns a few years ago, it really took me aback, and I had a really hard time with it because I did so much work in the interim to be okay with being a girl. I did so much work to be okay with being a woman. And now all of a sudden I felt that now that I'm okay being a woman, you can be something else? And that's been there all along? And nobody thought to tell me? Nobody that I knew. That's the thing. Most of the friends that I have now, and all of the friends that I had growing up, I was always the weird one. I'm still like so strange in my group of friends. I get bullied now by like everybody that I know for being weird, and I'm kind of over it. I'm about to be 30. Like, it was funny and it was cute back when I hated myself to be the weird friend. It was funny and it was cute to be like the fat, I used to be fat, the fat friend, the like fat friend who dresses weird, the fat tomboy friend who wears the same thing every day and like makes weird art and is into anime and like likes weird things and always talks over people and like has these strange ideas and is always doing something and is always going someplace and is never gonna settle down and live in one area. I was always that friend, and I know that that's normal in so many other circles of friends, but in mine it was not normal. And in my family that's not normal. So I'm used to being like what my family would say about me is marches to a different drum, or lets her freak flag fly. But like I said, I'm over it now. I'm about to be 30. I'm sick and tired of being considered weird. I don't hate myself anymore. And so to me, I'm not weird. I'm not abnormal. To me, I'm not gonna change. I made soup today and mashed potatoes. I'm having a day where I can't stop moving. That's why I'm standing right now, so that I can subtly shift back and forth. And when I make videos, I do so much editing and re-editing over myself, cutting things out, not to appear normal, because I don't care about that anymore, but just to make myself more palatable to other people. And I'm at that point too where I just don't give a fuck. I just don't give a fuck. Leave. If you don't want to be here, leave. Who do I make these videos for? Me. You. Me. You who is me. Because I'm going to watch this back. So me. And I think I might have kids someday. Not like I will produce some. I will be shocked if I produce some. But like, I probably will foster kids or adopt kids or end up with kids somehow. Be raising some friend's kid or family's kid. Or at least be like a cool auntie. So for those kids, whoever you are, that's who I'm making these videos for. Because I look back at pictures of my mom and I go, you are so beautiful, how did you not know? And so I want to be cool and confident and powerful and shave my head whenever I want and wear whatever I want and be whoever I want and do whatever I want, so that at some point, whenever I got those kids around me, they can look back and see that I talk the talk. And I walk the walk. That I don't just tell them be confident and love yourself, but I was doing it too. So I'm over content. I think we're all over content. Are we not? Are we not sick and fucking tired of content? This is my room. It's messy. I got shit on the floor. I keep a lot of shit on my bookshelf. That's how I live my life. Are you not here for that? Are you not into that? You want to know me? Do you not want to know me? Like, I'm not going to manufacture shit anymore. Now, this is an odd thing because, of course, all outward-facing elements of ourselves and inward-facing elements of ourselves are all manufactured. There is no self. There is only a series of decisions and thoughts that we have and make, or that appear in our heads, and how we react to those things. It's only stimuli and reaction and consciousness, right? You know that. So the self that I present to you is just a series of decisions that I've made over time. So there is no real me, but I can at least present a version of myself that won't make you feel bad about who you are. That's the goal. I'm going to present a version of myself that does this, gets distracted by noises outside, I watch Great British Bake Off with one of my friends, and this season there was a girl called Lizzie on the show, and I liked her right away. She had like a really cool accent that you had to turn subtitles on to understand, and she had like, her hair was brown on the top and then these big orange like Leia buns that she do. She wore crazy colors. She was like, she is like so beautiful to me. And then yesterday I was catching up because my partner accidentally ruined the ending for me, so I protested by not watching. Finally I got over it, and yesterday I was catching up, and spoilers, Lizzie gets eliminated. And the entire show she was trying to pursue this thing that they called finesse. Make it beautiful, Lizzie. Make it beautiful. Time management, Lizzie. It's too big, Lizzie. It's too crazy, Lizzie. You're not doing it right, Lizzie. It tastes incredible, but you're not doing it right. And Lizzie didn't really seem to care. Like, it seemed to get to her a little bit, but not that much. And on the last episode, she made like the most beautiful cake. And the judges said that they'd never seen anything like it, and that nobody had ever seen anything like it. It was a very unique cake. And it was incredible. And Lizzie revealed in that episode that she had a bunch of SED, special education disabilities, I think. I'd never heard the term before. But she has dyslexia, dyspraxia, ADHD, and something else, and I couldn't remember. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, that's why I fucking like the girl. That's why I like her. And I was so proud that she made that cake, because I think that I really identified with like the cookies are too big, Lizzie. Why did you choose that color, Lizzie? That's so ugly. Like, you need to make it prettier. You need to fix it. And she was just kind of always saying like, who cares what Paul Hollywood thinks? That's so cool. I'm entering that era too. I think she's younger than me. Not that it's a contest, you know? Like, you can be any age and be on your journey. It's not a race. But it's really nice a lot of the times to find people who are younger than you that haven't figured out things that you've not yet figured out. It's very inspirational. So I'm in this place now where I'm trying not to hide the things that I've learned to hide for a fuck ton of years. I pick up and move so much. I pick up and leave so much. I am a person who sells everything and disappears often, and then comes back into town like, hey guys, I'm back. It's been 5 years. Let's go have lunch. Like, a lot of people, I think, like that character. I was always compared to Phoebe from Friends growing up. That used to offend me, actually. But now, I think Phoebe's the best character. Yeah. I got Phoebe, I got Pim from Phil of the Future. I got the best friend from Shang-Chi recently. People say that I remind them of Aquafina a lot, which, okay, I get it. There's an element of gender nonconformity there. Not to put anything on Aquafina, but like, there's an element of defying gender norms there, or gender binaries. So this is just the things that I've been thinking about lately. I'm understanding executive dysfunction for maybe the first time ever. Sometimes I just fucking can't do things. I had to do this yesterday and I just couldn't fucking do it. And it makes me feel weak, right? It makes me feel bad and dumb because I come from academia and like film where it's grind and get it out. You have a deadline. But that's not how art works. And I have a lot of guilt around that as an artist and a former filmmaker and a former academic. How can you, like, to me, I say, I used to do that when I was 18, 17, 19, 20. I used to be able to set a deadline and accomplish everything that I needed to by the deadline. But then I think I was sick. I was deathly ill with a horrible eating disorder at the time. I was abusing myself. So does that not extend to my academic life too? Does forcing myself through executive dysfunction, is that not a symptom of self-abuse? Or is that acceptable? Is that productivity? See, these are the thoughts that I've been having lately is, what is productivity? Rest is productivity. Rest is productive. Listening to yourself is productive. Passive resistance is productive. Resisting capitalism and resisting like the social media nastiness, algorithm, conglomerate. What are they calling it? Like hive? What the fuck is Facebook calling itself now? It's like Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Do you remember when the internet used to be anonymous? My partner and me were talking about this today. Do you remember how great the internet was when it was websites and not search bars? Like, you would go to mybestfriend.com or whatever, and you'd see your best friend's website, and there'd be like some buttons to click and shit like that, and then you would leave. You'd run out of shit on the website. And it's so designed around now. You're not supposed to leave any place. And so what do you feel? Anxiety, constant crushing anxiety, and the pressure to perform. We're gonna die. Do you understand? We're gonna die. Is this what we want to do with our lives? Hamster wheel on Instagram forever? Like, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. Listen. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. And whoever kids that I'm watching, or me, by the time that you're watching this, I hope we done got it figured out by now. I hope there's laws and restrictions around the infinite scroll and all the other bullshit that's going on. I hope influencers, are using their influence for good. Oh my God. And I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. There's a lot of incredible shit happening too. There's a lot of information out there about y'all remember Caitlyn Jenner and how when she came out as trans, that was like the biggest deal ever? And Laverne Cox, who was already living life as herself, had already come out as trans, And those two figures were like enormous representation. And now, how far we've come in just those few short years, right? I remember 2014, 15, I met my first non-binary person. I was so confused and also kind of angry that they had something that I'd wanted and couldn't have, right? And now it's just normal. I meet non-binary people every single day here. I just met a new friend the other day in a coffee shop who came up to me and was like, "What are your pronouns?" "I'm he, they." Incredible. Come on. There's some really good shit out there too, but you, I'm sure, get the urge to leave it all behind also. It's a normal, healthy urge in response to the stimulus and the pressure that we're under constantly. All of this focus on ourselves, you don't want to be known, but at the same time, isn't there kind of an expectation of being known? Clout? Having 50,000, 20,000, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 2 million, 5 million followers, doesn't that say something about your worth as a human being? Your clout is capital. How do you responsibly use clout? How do you donate clout to charity? How do you redistribute clout? The questions are overwhelming. Yesterday, I had like a 3-hour cry just from all of the stress of living. Like, I'm not trying to bring you down. I'm not trying to bring you down. Because I have a lot of, listen, let me extrapolate here. Let me zoom out to tell you that I like laugh a lot and I have a great life. And every day I look at myself in this mirror and I tell myself how much I love myself. So I'm doing okay. But I think opening the door for that kind of experience in your life, to be open to those things, lets in a lot of observations about the world that can feel scary and overwhelming. And I know you're there too. I know you feel it too. Damn, isn't it just easier to infinitely scroll Instagram? To use the infinite scroll? The pacifier? The little serotonin boost? Isn't that just easier? Yesterday I was up until 1 o'clock in the morning watching YouTube shorts. Who watches YouTube shorts? Me, I guess, now. I had a great time too, but like, damn, I could have been sleeping, could have been reading, could have been sleeping. I don't know what's gonna happen, y'all. Y'all think about WALL-E and how that seemed crazy at the time? And now it don't seem that crazy, huh? Seems very possible, huh? Am I recording? I am. I do that a lot, by the way. I check to see if I'm recording. Anyways, how long have I been recording? We're at 22 minutes. So let me talk about some other shit. So that's what I think about constantly. And I read a lot to try and find out what I can do. Most of the gifts that I try to do like daily activism, right? This is secondhand. These I bought from a woman, like a black owned female sock shop in Portland, Oregon. Like, I really try. I try to support sex shops that are owned by women. I support, what else? I buy all my clothes secondhand when I can. My Christmas gifts this year are like, spoilers, don't watch this if I'm gonna give you a Christmas gift, but almost all of them are donation based. Like, I looked up what people that I love like, and then I looked up organizations that offer presents from that kind of thing. So like, for one of my friends is really into birds and coffee, so I found a coffee shop that is like, has a bunch of awards for doing sustainable coffee that helps plant trees to bring back birds in certain habitats. You know, I really try. And I'm like, I do everything that I know how to do. My brain says it's not enough, or is it enough? What can I be doing to help queer trans youth of color? What can I be doing to educate the people around me on these issues? But like I said, once you start opening the doors to yourself, you start opening the doors to other people. I'm learning about women's reproductive rights and trans rights at the moment. And like Sylvia Rivera and Marsha P. Johnson, who was homeless for 1.5 years on a dock in New York City, who started like these gay alliance organizations that they were kicked out of because of transphobia at the time in the 70s. Like, y'all, it really be crazy out here. So today I made a soup because that's an act of care for myself. And yesterday I cried for 3 hours just thinking about all the shit that I've been thinking about lately and all the shit that I have been learning about. And like, when I went to Thailand, for example, I had a great time, but I realized I can do a lot more from home than I could in Thailand. Like, yeah, sure, I was supposed to go and cut nets and clean beaches and shit like that, but I couldn't ask for no straw, and I couldn't ask for no plastic bag, and I couldn't, like, there were plastic bottles because the water there is not safe to drink. Like, the tap water is not safe to drink. So I was accumulating plastic bottles, and I just thought, like, in my community, I know who to go to support, to help uplift my communities and the communities that I want to be a part of and that I want to support. And I know how to take the things that I have and make them last forever. I know how to reduce waste in my community, in my home. Learning to do it in another place was causing more waste and more carbon footprint than if I had just stayed my ass at home. And that's a good lesson. That's a good lesson to take from my experience in Thailand. Yeah. Okay, so in other news, 5-dimensional chess with time travel. Have you heard of this? Listen, you asked me for a podcast that was 20 to 40 minutes long. So here you go. You got laughing, you got tears, and you've got 5-dimensional chess with time travel. 5-dimensional chess with time travel sounds so fucking cool that I started learning chess. I knew chess. My dad taught it to me when I was very, very young, maybe 6 or 7, and I used to play with my brother. And that was a gift. That's a gift. To teach a child to play chess teaches them strategy and lateral thinking and how to respond to an opponent. Not even an opponent, but how to collaborate to make something. And strategy, problem solving, visual thinking, spatial thinking, awareness, consciousness. It's a gift. Teach any kids that you know how to play chess. If you don't know how to play chess, go ahead and learn to play chess. Mahjong is another really good one. It's tactile, it's loud, it's fun, it's cultural. My family used to play Mahjong all the time, and you were very, very lucky if there was a third spot open. It was 3 aunties or 2 aunties and my grandma. And if they needed a 4th person, sometimes you would get called in. Like, they'd go to the other room where the kids were playing and they'd go like, Katrina, Justin, Gabby, one of you. And then you'd fight to see like, oh boy, Justin didn't really like it because it was like a ladies thing playing Mahjong. But they'd pay you in for a quarter and then they'd bet quarters and they had poker chips. And it was a great time. Teach your kids strategy games or teach the kids around you strategy games. It helps their brain develop. And also it's something fun that you can do together. But 5-dimensional chess with time travel. I've decided that I really want to be a chess master because I think it's fucking sick. Like, imagine I'm trying to learn to do an ollie. And I'm trying to learn to be a chess master. Also working on my surfing. Also, as you can tell, been pole dancing, but in a cool way. Not that pole dancing is ever not cool, but sexiness for me sometimes feels dysphoric, which I'm working on. Feminine sexiness sometimes feels dysphoric for me. So my goal with pole is to do fireman and to just be generally sick. Just be generally sick. Anyways, that's what I've been up to. Chess seems like I heard there's a movie called, I can't remember the name of the movie, Free or something like that. It starts with an F. That's supposed to be really, really good. And it's about a dad, Samuel L. Jackson, teaching his son to play chess. And like I said, teaching strategy and collaboration and how to outthink someone and all this other really awesome stuff. What have you been up to? You can't talk back to me. I liked doing the Google form thing because it left a space open for you to write in. Maybe I'll do that for the next one. Just leave a Google form and you can talk to me and I'll respond back to you. God, it's crazy. Like, there's a lot of you here. Like, it's just me that I'm talking to. And in my head, them kids that one day I'm going to be taking care of. But there's an awful lot of you besides. And I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of you now. And talking to a lot of you. And, like, learning about your lives. And that's really cool. And I like talking back to you. Some of you have even sent me letters or sent me things in the mail. Bookmark, headscarf, some earrings. Just letters. I like having a little community, a small community. I think I'm probably gonna leave Instagram because there's 52.8 thousand people following me on Instagram, and that's an awful lot of people. And I know not all of those people care about me, and I know not all of those people care about you. You being me. And them kids, and whoever of you are my friends here, which I guess is all of you. But 52.8 thousand people? There's no way y'all care. Unless you do, which is staggering, mind-blowing. I guess you and I would both be one of the 52.8 thousand. That's too much. Too much to think about. Okay, so in the spirit of not hiding things about myself, sometimes I do this because my back hurts from doing this all the time. because I just draw comics and read. So, you know, and look at that. I'm always on that damn phone. So, editing videos, whatever the fuck it is that I do. So I do this a lot. I do this. Sometimes I'll just do squats out of nowhere. I think that used to freak my teachers out back at CalArts. In my CalArts days, I used to just get up, walk to the back of the class and do squats. It helped me to focus. And also it felt like exercise. I was like, I'm using my time wisely. I'll get in a workout while I'm listening to the teacher. But like, that's weird. One or two times, like, kids would come up and do it with me. I remember one time one of my friends did crow pose in class, like just fucking stood up and did crow pose in the aisle. Like, the classes were 3 hours long. What are you gonna do, professor? Get mad? We're all artists here. Yeah, that was pretty fun. So anyways, it done be Christmas is coming up. I don't like Christmas. I always thought that I did. Now, as I get older, I'm starting to understand why people say they don't like the holidays. And I used to think that was sad, but now I feel like I will really like the holidays in the future when I have like a found family to celebrate with. No shade to my family, like my birth family, but like when I have like some cool, queer, like people of color friends, and not just some cool friends in general to hang out with, bring their kids over, and we be like making vegan food and like having a pie, whatever the fuck you do on holidays, shit. Eating a tofurkey and like trying to decolonize holidays as best as we can. When that happens, that's gonna be a good time. Dogs, I want some dogs. My God, I want senior dogs so bad. I just want to run a place where I can take care of some senior dogs, some old boys and old girls and old days of dogs, and just like lead them. There's a dog sanctuary online. I think it's called Old Friends, and they call it Crossing the Rainbow Bridge. Lead them across the Rainbow Bridge. That's what I want to do. One of my best buddies, Dale Bear, an animator, he used to just take in dogs and cats and llamas and horses and whoever animals that people didn't want anymore and take care of them until they cross the Rainbow Bridge. I want to do that too. Is that enough? Have we had enough of a chat today? Is this what you wanted? Is this the podcast that you wanted? Welcome to my stream of consciousness. Brain. I think I'm gonna do very minimal editing on this one. I hope you like that. And if not, then you don't like me, and that's fine. You don't have to like everybody. I probably don't like you. Nice. I'm just kidding. But like, there you go. That's my speech for today. Next time I feel like, you know what, in the spirit of not hiding things about myself, here's my messy ass room, like I said. Next time maybe I'll just like, while I'm cooking my soup, just bring you in. We can talk about some shit. Let me know what you want to talk about. Actually, genuinely. You can leave it in the comments, but people usually say that as a means to get people to comment so that they can like up the algorithm. So if you want to up me in the algorithm, leave a comment saying what you want. Otherwise, I will provide a Google form because I don't need you to be commenting on my shit so that YouTube gives me money. Like, it's complicated. I'll leave a Google form if you're not into all of that. And then you can talk to me on your own time. Email me. I don't give a fuck. Email me. I'll talk back. I mean, I can't promise that I'll talk back every single time because there's an awful lot of people who talk to me, but I do my best and I care about you. I do care about you, and I want you to be okay, and I want you to be happy, and I want you to find love and joy and peace and everything this world has to offer. And I want you to evolve your consciousness, and I want you to take care of the people around you. And I want you to feel and experience love from yourself. Okay? That's what I want for you. That's the way that I care about you. So even if I don't answer you, know that I still feel that way about you. No matter who you are. And especially you. And by you, me. Especially you. And especially y'all kids. Whoever those kids are that I take care of. Especially y'all kids. Last thing before I go. A lot of people be calling me mom or grandma Or auntie. I don't like auntie because that's a little dysphoric for me. I prefer uncle. I also prefer grandpa. But I'll take grandma because that's cronish. But a lot of people have been calling me mom. And at first I thought like, ew, gross. It's not funny. But you know what? I understand that I'm internet old. I don't mind. And then it fits because if I say like, y'all kids, I'm talking to the kids that eventually one day I will be taking care of or responsible for. Whether I foster or adopt or, God forbid, whether I produce some of my own. Or take care of friends' kids, whatever. Whoever y'all kids are. Be good and stay in school. I guess, like, is that even good advice anymore? Considering what we talked about earlier? Be good and be yourself. And don't waver. Don't waver. Because normal is not real. Normal's not real. Being you is cool. It's not being different and it's not being weird. It's being you. Do that with your chest. With your fucking chest. I wish I had learned that early on. Bye-bye.